body, baby, show me.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. So I got a pretty good surprise today from Wedge Brackets, the guys who have done the brackets for myself, Online Parts Pro, my friend Josh, and Tinkering Thomas with our 3 Sport Tracs. And mine have finally arrived. So I never got a shipping notification. I've been checking my email like crazy, and out of nowhere they just showed up today. So huge thanks to Wedge for getting them out. They said they would like, it could be up to 2 weeks for them to be manufactured. So I was like, okay. So I was checking the day to see if they even shipped. No, they got it here today, a day after that 2 week mark passed. So they got them done quick, and they got them out here fast. So yeah, these are kind of the huge thing I've been waiting for. So 2 years or 3 years I've been wanting to put seats in this truck, and now everything is here. And I don't have a whole lot of time. I've got at least 2 hours before I have to do anything, but putting seats in doesn't take very long. So I think we're gonna knock this out today. And but mainly first I want to assemble the seats on the brackets in here to save time. That way when we go outside to the truck, I can just unbolt the front seats, slap these in there, bolt them back in, and we're done. So I guess, oh, they did include some hardware, so apologize for the mess in here. I'm getting ready to start getting stuff ready to go to move into my dorm this weekend. So by the time you guys are seeing, well, no, I upload on Fridays now. So tomorrow, when you guys see this, if you guys are watching this the day this video comes out, I'll be moving in. So if you guys comment on this video, I mean, I probably won't be responding on Saturday. So be sure to, comment on Friday if you're going to comment, or comment after Saturday, because I'm going to be really busy Saturday. So anyway, they've got some hardware in here. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up because I don't know what's all in here. There's washers, there's bolts, there's nuts in here. I don't know how many there are because the seats also came with some hardware. And I don't know if they're the same size. So you've got these bolts here, which I think match up with these holes perfectly. Yeah, they do. So I can get it back out. So we got the washer and the nut. So these aren't like locking nuts, I don't think, which is fine because I'm gonna tighten the snot out of these things. So I think I might have to get the tripod out with a busted smartphone adapter and set it up somewhere because, like I said, it's a bit of a mess right now. I'm actually rendering out Wednesday's videos on the Mac, which is in sleep mode right now because it's been sitting rendering. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get the tripod out. I apologize for the lighting. I have a light bulb out too, so I'm gonna deal with that later. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing ready to rip on the wedge brackets. There's actually this plastic film I want to take off eventually, but I don't need to do that now. I'm in a rush, so let's go ahead and get the tripod out and we'll put everything together. So of course, before I do any of that, I'm gonna need my toolkit out of the truck. So as you guys can tell, I'm the only car out here right now. Everyone's back at school. My little brother's driving this year, so the Kia is not here right now, but if you haven't seen Wednesday's upload where Michael absolutely destroyed it with blacking out my taillights, this is like still one of the best things I've done this year to this truck. Because this is what I wanted from the start. I wanted to do black taillights, but I was so afraid about legality. Michael did it with 2 of his cars, 3 of his cars actually, and Hayden's done it with the S2K. And I guess it's completely legal here in Georgia, especially as long as your lights pass through properly, which mine do. Gosh, these look good. So if you haven't seen Wednesday's video, be sure to go check it out and see how everything looked. But like I said, these factory seats up front are going to be for sale. Once I get these out, I'm going to sell them for a huge discount because they do have this very small rip in them. It's the only like huge defect these seats have. Minus the recline mechanism isn't like 100%. It still will recline back and forth, obviously, but as you guys can tell, I sit pretty far reclined. But it doesn't like fling forward or anything. You have to kind of pull it back up, and you have to be kind of rough with it because it doesn't make like an audible locking sound. So, but I will be selling these for huge discount. They are the cloth gray seats. Like I said, we're going to black leather seats, so it's gonna be a lot hotter in here, but it'll look really cool. It'll look good. Also gonna have to unbolt this from the seat, which is fine because that's probably one screw. So anyway, I guess let's get back inside because I don't have a whole lot of time to waste, and we can put everything together and get those really cool seats in here. Guess the way to do it when you don't have a way to hold the bolt down, get a massive screwdriver and wedge that sucker. No pun intended, the brackets, but pretty much that's that. That seat is now fully put together and tightened down. I don't have a whole lot of time left, so I'm gonna quickly throw this seat together, and I'm gonna try to get them put in the truck ASAP. It shouldn't be too hard, it's like 4 bolts, but you get the idea. We'll go ahead and put these on and do our best to get it out there. Well, bad news on the passenger side. So they accidentally drilled it a little too wide for the right side of the seat. So I know it sits like it's not actually centered right now, but when I had it centered, it was too narrow. The bolt was too narrow compared to the holes they drilled. So my dad is thankfully be home in a little while, and he said he's gonna try to see if he can re-drill a hole for the bolt on the right side to go in. We'll see if he can also drill one for the back on that side, because it seems like it's not like too close because there's mounting holes for it, but it's where I can't reach it. So I'm gonna leave like the other bolts, the screwdriver I used to wedge it in, and the other 3 bolts there. So, but the driver's seat is done. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the truck. I'm sorry for how blurry this is. For whatever reason, the camera's not wanting to focus, and we'll be ready to rip on that side. The next day after I filmed all of that crap, so pretty much I cut the original part of this video where I actually pulled the driver's seat out. Or I'll attempt to at least. But it's 4 10mm bolts on the floor. So you got 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and there's also this brace, which is a T45, which is extremely tight. My dad managed to get it without even needing leverage, which makes me jealous. But there's one on both seats, these braces, and then on the seat belt there's also a T45. So my dad managed to get the other one on, the other seat on the bracket without even needing drilled, which was great. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to vacuum this once I get these seats out, because one of it is filthy. And thing is, we have a bunch of extension cords to get the shop vac out here, and I can just. But pretty much the hardest part, which is that dang T45, is out. So now all this is 4 10mm. My dad's getting his electric impact, because I was gonna do this by myself, and he was like, "You want to get that T45 out?" And then it kind of just turned into he's kind of doing it for me again. But anyway, it's gonna look fantastic. Thank goodness those seats are just 4 bolts. So. Yeah, this is gonna make the job a lot easier. I thought I'd just give you guys the bolt layout, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So after some fighting with the brace, getting it transferred over to the seats, my dad got it done in record time. Like literally, I got the shop vac out here to vacuum this side, and the other seat was coming out as I got started. So they're both done. So we're being assembled. So now the hard part is getting everything back in here, and the clearance looks perfect. I was very nervous with the clearance. But it looks like we got it figured out just fine. At least we think. But I was really afraid about this shoulder bolster bumping the door. But what bolts? Oh, the 4 bolts for the seats. They're at you. Here are 2. That almost isn't bad. 2 bolts. But yeah, that craftsman has been coming to work today. So now we're just getting everything threaded back in. So in case you guys are wondering which brackets to buy if you're looking at doing this on your own vehicle, on your own sport track, these are actually the same brackets that are the 92 to 01 Explorer. So any 92 to 01 Explorer bracket will fit perfectly, at least with the main mounting pieces. Wedge is my favorite because, well, besides the fact they're the only ones that make brackets for these, they're also they do them custom built to order. So you tell them your measurements on your seat, you tell them what model seat you have. They primarily do Recaro and Corbeau, but they did these eBay seats as well. And everything came in perfectly a-okay. So now we've got this really cool sport, like competition seat in the truck, which is kind of interesting to say. I have a competition seat in a truck, but it looks fantastic. And we're gonna get everything bolted back in and get ready to you guys look at the finished product. Clip as quick as I can, but they are in. Both seats are in. They're as far back as they'll go. So these seats really do not have a whole lot of travel. So my tall friends like Michael and Hayden are gonna have to have good luck while getting in this thing, because the stock seats had a lot more travel on the rails. But yeah, they're in and they look great. These competition style seats. Very hot and humid out here, so we're just still trying to clean up everything. But yeah, I had to take off the tassel and everything so I can get my car can tag up for school, so I can live on campus and not get towed. But I've even vacuumed it out, which is something I haven't done in a while, which you guys can barely even see. I forgot about this little trick of the exposure, but yeah, the seats are in and they look great. The only thing that sucks is this hits me in the no-no square every time I try to get in here, which sucks. But the rest of that is fine. The seating position is perfect. It sits as far back as this is sitting right now. This is actually my actual seating position on the stock seats, because I'm actually kind of short. So yeah, everything looks just fantastic. It fits great. These are almost broken in, so it's not terribly tight for me or anything, but everything just looks and fits perfectly. Everything I was afraid of isn't a problem. I was afraid about this like chafing right here. It sits perfectly fine, especially when I have the seatbelt on, because it just pulls it off. In fact, it actually makes the seatbelt easier to reach, but it just, everything fits so well. And now I'm like halfway through like my carbon interior that I was wanting to do with this thing from the get-go. I got the carbon steering wheel emblem. I got the seats now. Now I just need the dash panel, because they sell kits where you can get this in carbon and like this in carbon. I mean, everything's like carbon interior parts, and it looks fantastic. But I don't know. I think this looks great, so I'm pretty happy with this. Thanks to pretty much all the companies that helped out in a little bit of ways. If I say helped out, I mean I purchased them from and they made these. So wedge brackets, again, killed it with these brackets. Everything fit perfectly great. And yeah, the seats are from eBay, so I don't have a brand. But thanks everyone again for tuning in this video. I hope you guys had a great time watching this, because this is one of the mods I've been hyping up for almost over 2 years. And I finally did it. And in fact, what's funny is in that thumbnail for that video, I used pretty much these exact seats that were just the plain black ones. But they look fantastic, and you know, while I was concerned about the side bolstering at first, it's actually surprisingly comfortable. So I'll do a video eventually, like with driving, all that stuff, driving impressions and all that. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.